The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
It's still real to me.
Welcome back to part 2 of episode 162 of Top Rope Reality. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm Justin Carr. That was different. You wanted to change it up. I'm Justin Carr.
Let's tone it down a lot on that one. Justin Carr. Let's start off with some countdowns here. 8 wrestler heel turns that were immediately reversed.
Reverse, rewind.
Yeah, they rewinded.
They did. They had to rewind it.
Because they immediately regretted that decision. They said, wait, let's make this person heel. Oh, God, don't. Let's turn them back to face. We have 8 of them here. We have Eugene. Remember Eugene was a face and the heel and then back a face.
How'd they turn him? I don't remember him being a heel.
You remember being a heel? They turned him heel, yes.
He was... For lack of a better word, he was supposed to be
mentally handicapped.
How was he a bad guy?
It was so quick. You don't remember it.
How do you turn a mentally handicapped person bad?
You hook him up with his uncle, Eric Bishop. Oh, well. That's why it was so quick. That's what I said. Turn them and they go, no, wait, that was wrong. Switch that bastard back. And that's what they did. So Eugene, that's why he's number 8. Okay, well, number 7, Jim Ross. You remember Jim Ross being heel?
Jim Ross was heel because he went with the fake Diesel and Razor Ramon.
And how long did that last? Not very long.
Like a week.
Yes.
Number 6 was Ron Simmons. Now, was this, I guess, not Farouk? Because Farouk was a heel. I guess Ron Simmons would have been in WCW. And if that's the case, I don't remember that at all.
It was not. It was talking about when he hooked up with Reverend Devon.
Oh, no, that was, he was Ron Simmons at that point. They didn't call him Farouk at that point. That was a bad idea.
Yes, it was.
It didn't make any sense because they were feuding, and then all of a sudden he's friends with him, and he's with the Reverend and the Deacon.
You're right, exactly.
Batista.
But you don't remember Eugene.
I don't.
But you remember Ron Simmons and Farouk and...
Because Reverend Devon was memorable.
Testify, my brother. Yes, he was.
Exactly.
How about Jeff Hardy? This one's from TNA.
TNA, I actually liked it. He was the Antichrist of wrestling.
And that didn't last long, huh?
It did not. Because nobody boos a Hardy.
Since you said that, like, ooh.
I mean, as soon as you hear his name, the Antichrist of Wrestling, you go, oh, never mind.
Well, you were a WCW guy.
WCW.
Well, how about Goldberg being a heel?
He went with Vince Russo.
For about, what, a week?
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Very bad idea.
Star of the show, by the end he was back face. And we have, at number 3, we have Sting being a heel.
Bad idea.
Yes.
That was in WCW. That was a bad idea.
I hope it wasn't WWE. If it was WWE, it was really short.
Yeah, it wasn't on WWE, but it was definitely WCW. And they kind of did it with the Main Event Mafia and TNA. But he was like the voice of reason. Where Kurt and Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner and Booker T always wanted to be, oh, I'm an angry heel, I'm blah, blah, blah. He was kind of like...
Come on, you Hulk Hogan! Yeah,
he was like the mafia leader that didn't really do the hits. You know, the hits were put out, but he just kind of watched from afar. So it was like he was right on the verge of being bad.
I'm with you, but I'm not thinking like
Yeah, I'm with you, but I'm not participating.
Yes. Now I'm
kind of like marriage.
Okay, Okay, number 2,
As
Stone
we move
Cold
on.
Steve Austin. Yes, we all remember that handshake at WrestleMania.
The
with Vince
handshake,
McMahon.
he was with, and I tell you what, I think it would have worked. Triple H did not get hurt because they won the tag team titles. Triple H and Stone Cold were tag team champions, and they were with Vince McMahon. It worked.
And then his hooch thing rolled up, and
His hooch.
yes, it rolled up once that put Hunter out.
You mean his quad?
That's it. Yes, the hooch
hooch.
thing. Yes. If I can't think of the name of it, I'll say hooch.
The quad injury
Don't
happened
about
when
Charlotte
they won
Tips again. So.
when they won the tag team titles. That's when it happened.
Yes. And say, scrap it, back me in the face.
Right.
What? And number 1 is Eddie Guerrero.
I mean, he was a heel in WCW. I guess you're talking about
They're
WWE.
talking about WWE, yes.
But there had to be a specific time because he was a heel early on. Remember, the Radicals were heels.
Right.
So.
But this is when he more of a single guy. Here.
He works. It has to be one specific turn that they're discussing.
Well, I didn't want to put the whole list on there. So
I understand.
I mean, the
Absolutely
whole explanation.
Because he does work as a heel, but
Yes.
his later in his career, it was hard to boo him.
Yeah, it's hard. It was something to do with Ray and them. So
Probably the Poppy. Probably when he wanted to take Ray's kid, Ray's kid was his, and they had a ladder match with the custody on the ladder thing. You had to pull down the briefcase, and
right.
you got the custody papers and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah. That might have been it. And Eugene's, like I said, I can't remember Eugene.
I literally do not remember him
so
being
quick.
a heel.
Yeah, quick.
That doesn't make any sense. You cannot, I'm going to reiterate, you cannot put a mentally handicapped person as a heel.
Yes, you can.
No!
They're no different than anybody else.
They're lovable.
They're no different than anybody else.
They're lovable.
It's all right. You ain't supposed to look at people different. They're all the same. They can be heels. They can be faces. Just because you're handicapped, you got to be good? That's not true.
I'm not saying they all are.
Well.
But come on now, he was way too lovable. It was hard to... Just like Santino. Another one.
He wasn't handicapped.
I'm not saying he's handicapped. I'm saying they should make a top 10 on this because he's hard to boo. He was right on the verge of that. You were supposed to boo him with Beth Phoenix.
Hard to boo.
He's hard to boo. You're supposed to boo him with Beth Phoenix. Remember when they did all that? He's too freaking funny.
Yeah.
You couldn't boo him.
You can't boo some people.
Cannot boo some people.
Let's go over to hire,
You
fire,
can boo some people like Roman Reigns.
retired. I'm going to let you start off first. You get the superstar or team, whatever your choice is. Who would you hire? Who would you fire? Who would you retire?
All three. You want me to start with all three?
Yes. That's all. What's your all three?
All three.
Mr. I got returned from a break.
I returned from a break and I'm going to wing it here, guys.
That's the best way to do it. Top row reality.
Is.
We wing it.
We wing it because I didn't write anything down. Ladies and gentlemen.
Do you still have anything written down? No, I don't write anything. It's right up here.
Because it's up there because you were prepared.
In the mastermind.
I wouldn't call him that. But he's prepared because he comes up with all this. But anyway, so the person I would retire. Now this is any promotion. You can do any promotion at all.
Yeah. Who would you retire?
Just pure wrestling. Anyway.
Who would you hire? Who would you fire? And who would you retire? There's no certain point. You can do WWE, TNA, New Japan, Ring of Honor, whatever you want. Your mind's rolling. I see it over there. I smell the smoke, folks. It's burning. You know, just grinding the wheels and just grinding.
It is. So I would.
Tell me to start.
I got this. I got this.
You got this.
This guy was on assignment. He's got it. So I would retire officially. Let's make it a big thing. Let's get him out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, the man got a new hip. He don't need to wrestle again. We're going to retire the Big Show, and then he's going to be the headliner at the Hall of Fame.
Never.
Yep. It's still going to happen. It's still going to happen. He's going to be the headliner. So anyway, we're going to fire.
Not going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to happen.
Okay.
We're going to... let's see. Now, does it have to be a wrestler that you're hiring or firing? Could it be a personality? Could it be anything?
Remember, if you're hiring and firing, you do what you want to.
So
The wheels are burning.
They really are.
They are burning, folks. He was so good to retire. I'm gonna retire.
Because it makes
The
sense.
Big Show and put his
In the
his
Hall
big
of
old ass in the Hall of Fame first.
That's true. Because that's the big thing.
He will not be a headliner.
Because you don't want him to be a headliner.
It's not
So,
gonna be a headliner, never.
well,
there's the Big Show. Yeah, that's the headliner you want to see.
it's going to happen.
I'd hate to see the rest of the class if he's the headliner.
We've had some rough ones. Coco Beware with it. But anyway, so
That'd really be so bad. Hey, the Big Show's at the headliner. Who's the other ones? Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
probably,
T.O. Hopper.
Probably.
The Goon.
probably,
Coco again.
and the Brooklyn Brawl.
And the Brooklyn Brawler.
So, I'm going to say that we hire not a wrestler,
Not a wrestler. Whatever.
because there's a lot of them.
It's a lot of them.
We got a lot of wrestlers.
And this is going to come back. It's not just a one-time deal. So.
Of course not. It's going to happen a lot. That's
I
something
will
we do
give him a
going
heads
forward.
up. So you're like, what the hell? Is he know what we're on a time schedule here?
We're not on a time schedule. We gave you a short one on part one. So anyway, I am going to hire Jeff Jarrett to work in NXT.
Okay.
So, not wrestling, does not have to wrestle. He can hang out. He can be a manager. William Regal can retire. He can be the GM. I don't care what happens.
Yes.
But we're going to use Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
Okay? So, fire. It's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. Who do you want to kick to the curb? Who do you want to put out on the street? Who do you want to
Because clearly I don't
return
watch
to
the
their
show.
family and they're
I
starving?
don't watch Raw and SmackDown very much, so I don't know who I'd want to fire that
Who
much.
said Raw and SmackDown? You got New Japan, you got Ring of Honor.
Again, I don't watch
NXT,
everything.
Impact.
I don't watch a lot of
It's
stuff.
probably somebody who would just get on your nerves enough to say they need to be fired.
Come back to me on the fired. You go ahead with your list. Because I'm still thinking. Nothing wrong with it.
Okay, my list. Retire! I will retire The Undertaker. You've been here long enough. It's time for you to go. I'm glad you're back wrestling, but if your matches are short, as they were with John Cena,
Or that was a short one.
it's not worth it. I'm sorry. It's not worth it. You need to go. Are you checking this?
I am checking the list. Because I can't remember these people.
You can't remember these people.
Isn't it sad I don't watch it enough?
No, you don't watch it enough. That's true.
Go ahead with your list.
I'm going down. Say Undertaker. Say Undertaker.
You said Undertaker retire.
Yes.
Keep going.
Don't push me. List boy? I would hire Kenny Omega. Because it's one of the hot commodities of this day and time.
True.
And I would fire, so he won't come back anymore. But he probably won't come back anymore once he becomes mayor. Kane.
How are you going to fire him? Retire him.
I retired The Undertaker. Kane retired too. You retire, fire, hire.
They're never going to fire Kane, I'll tell you that much. And I know who I'm going to fire.
Did I say them? I said this is me.
That's awful.
Okay,
Fire.
Mr. Big Show is the headliner at Hall of Fame.
It's going to happen.
And I cannot believe anybody. I want Big Jeff Jarrett to be part of it.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with Jeff Jarrett.
And there's nothing wrong with retiring Big Ass Kane, and I mean firing Big Ass Kane and retiring Undertaker and hiring.
And again,
Omega.
you said this is coming around about again, so
Yes.
I'm building up a company here. Okay?
It's not a good company.
We're building up companies around here.
We got one person.
So we're putting Jeff Jarrett over there to help the young talent.
He can teach them to strut.
That's right.
He can teach them to buy a company and sell it over to Dixie Carter and ruin it.
Exactly. And he can also tell them how to spell. At least when there's double letters in his name.
That's true.
So anyway, I'm going to fire the Ascension. Boom. That was easy enough. I just couldn't remember their names.
That is true.
I looked at the list and saw Connor and I said, God!
Yeah, they need to be fired.
They really do. They gotta go.
Along with Breezango now, they're just being nothing.
So sad.
Yes.
Telling you, some of these people went from SmackDown to Raw and it was a horrible idea. Jinder Mahal should have never left SmackDown, and Breezango should have never left SmackDown. They have destroyed them.
Oh, you're getting a small Carter's corner here, folks.
You are! Because they shouldn't be fired at all. Ascension should. Because it's too late for them.
Yeah.
But we're going to move on to the news.
Yes.
As Chris Jericho has turned down several events for New Japan Wrestling because they were in the US of A. And he will not be a part of All In because it's the US. He has stated many times it doesn't make sense for him financially to do any US shows because that is where Vince rules the world.
Right.
So he will do Japan, he will do England, he will do all that, but he will not do the US because that's his agreement with Vince. And Vince has been fine with him working with New Japan, so that's good.
I mean, if I can't use you, I have nothing for you.
Right.
Why should I stop you from working?
Amen.
Because anybody you work for is not going to hurt me. You know, I'm sorry. It's not going to hurt me. Jericho working for Impact, Jericho working for New Japan, Jericho working for Ring of Honor. It doesn't hurt Vince. It doesn't.
That's true. But he's not going to work for Impact because it's in, well, technically it's supposed to be in Canada now. But yet it's always in the Impact Zone, which makes no sense.
And we got Triple H and Undertaker, which should be retired.
Both?
Announced, yes, definitely both. Definitely need to be both retired, but they both announced a fight. Should be a great match. At the Super Showdown event in Australia on October 6th.
Will be on the network for $9.99. And for international markets, it will be on pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
That is the only match announced so far, but John Cena, Kurt Angle, and Ronda Rousey, among others, have been announced.
Yes, Daniel Bryan.
To be a part of the
AJ
show.
Styles.
It's going to be big. Brock Lesnar is not part of the picture that they have posted, though. And Brock Lesnar is also only rumored to have his match at SummerSlam. He is not locked into a match at SummerSlam. Could he take the title to the UFC?
Hey, the way he acts now, it could be already there.
Lord.
I know. Dana White.
Speaking of the UFC.
Yeah, says CM Punk's done with the UFC. When he took 2 beatings.
Took 2 beatings in a row, hasn't won anything, and all of the UFC legends and stuff are pissed because they said 2 fighters that were 0-1 or whatever should not be on the main card. They should be in preliminary fights. They should be on the little fight night show. Or what CM Punk should have done is start out like everybody does.
But you got to give him respect. Give him respect. Give him respect.
No.
He went out and done things that no one else has done. Give the boy some respect.
Yeah, lost 2 times in a row. Yeah,
but you're
especially
right.
in your hometown.
Why do you get to jump over all these other people?
Just because, and that's the thing. It shows that Dana White sees WWE as a hot commodity. Because, okay, if it was just Joe Blow off the street, he wouldn't have done that for them.
No, Phil Brooks would have been wrestling his ass on TV. He would have been on UFC yet.
So here's the thing. He could have went and fought in, you know, let's just call it, you know, Billy Bob Joe's MMA fights over here somewhere. He did not have to start out with the UFC. He could have went and proven himself and gotten 5 wins or 6, 7, 8 wins against people that are nobodies, that are not televised, they're not part of the UFC, that were just a random MMA company that would have gotten that company publicity. It would have gotten him notoriety because, look, he's doing what he did in wrestling. He's starting from the bottom and working his way up. He didn't do that with the UFC, and that is why this is a Carter's Corner right now. That is why...
A little bit of news.
A little bit of news. That is why CM Punk is being ridiculed so much. Because he's not starting from the bottom and working his way up the ladder. He tried to go straight to the top, straight to the front of the line. The fact that one of the champions on this event made $650,000 to defend his title, and Mr. Phil Brooks, CM Punk, winner of the court case, got $500,000 to lose when he's only had 2 fights, should not have been. You should have gotten $10,000, $20,000, somewhere around there. You should not have $500,000 for a guy with no freaking experience.
You're right.
You've lost a match.
I was talking about this last week.
You've lost a match. You've never had an MMA fight that you've won. We don't even know how good you are in the sparring because we haven't seen it. So you're sitting here telling me you're worth $500,000 per fight?
But he went the limit this time.
Look at
He went the limit. nobody's from there talking about give him
You
some
know why he
respect.
went the limit? Because Mr. Michael Jackson did not try very hard, and he got ridiculed for that because while Mike Jackson was on top, he was patty caking CM Punk. CM Punk was winded from the word go. I seen highlights from it. That boy was not.
So you're saying the reason
shape.
he was on the UFC cards higher than other people
Because Vince made a name for him. Yes.
What? Living off the WWE success?
Yep.
Got him where he was in UFC?
But now he said he wants nothing to do with wrestling, and apparently has told Corey Graves he wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I know that.
That was big.
That was interesting.
You're going to sit there and tell you don't want to be associated with anybody involved with the WWE. So you're telling me that Kofi Kingston, who was supposed to be one of your best friends, who rode with you on your tour bus along with your wife AJ Lee, that you don't want nothing to do with him anymore because he works for the WWE? Well, if it's because of who you work for that's who you're friends with, then you're not a true friend, my friend.
That's true.
Brother.
You're right.
Brother.
Speak, brothers. Well, that's true.
You're not a true. You're a friend regardless of who you. I've got people that I used to work with that don't work there anymore. Guess what? I'm still friends with them. It doesn't matter who you work for. It's the person.
You work for them. Well, that's them. This is your friends. Your friends shouldn't matter. Your friends,
That's like
your friends trying to make a living.
That's like saying I hate paying taxes. So anybody that I know that works for the state, I hate you. Like really?
No. I'm not going to.
It's not their fault.
No.
That there's taxes that has to be paid. They're just trying to make a living too.
So you hate Vince, so you hate Hunter, so you hate Stephanie, the whole McMahon family. You shouldn't take it out
None of the boys.
on your friends.
No.
Your so-called, what you supposed to call your friends. Because they work for the WWE. And they're trying to make a living.
But if it's any kind of moral victory here, any kind of hoorah for the WWE, any kind of look at there, it didn't work what you were trying to do. You're trying to work off of our success by putting CM Punk on the main card. UFC 225, which had CM Punk versus Mike Jackson on it, reportedly only received less than 150,000 pay-per-view buys. Now, I don't know how much pay-per-view buys are anymore because guess what? I do $9.99 for the WWE Network.
Right.
I'm not doing pay-per-view ever again.
Yeah.
So it's probably $50, $60.
Probably so, yes.
Okay. Did you make your money back? Did you? Because part of that money goes to the pay-per-view provider.
Part of the money goes.
Did you really make your money back? You spent $500,000 for CM Punk, $650,000 for one of the champions. That's just two people that was on that card.
Yeah.
Did you really make your money?
Plus you had to rent the arena, plus you had to pay other people, plus you had to
the people that they probably made their money just off the fact that the people paid to get in the building. Because those are high dollar up at the front. But still, come on, people. You're sitting here trying to work off of WWE's success. Just like, look, and I'll tell you, WWE did the same thing. Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn, Steve Blackman, those same guys. They did the same thing. Brock Lesnar, they did the. Bobby Lashley's done even made too. They're working off the same thing. Ronda Rousey. Go to the UFC Hall of Fame. We didn't put that on here. We might have talked about it last week.
Forgot about it? Yeah. No, I don't think I did.
Go to the UFC Hall of Fame. Great. But let's remember when you put her in the UFC Hall of Fame, current WWE superstar. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
She don't work for you no more.
No.
So let's remember what she does still. So anyway, that's a big time Carter's Corner, which according to my list is on part 2, so I'm in the clear here. The powers that be are not going to come down and get angry.
No, never. But yeah,
actually, now that I look back at it, it's on part 1, so the powers that be might reprimand me for that.
Yeah, they may spank you.
They may give me a little slap on the hand for it, but you know what? It needs to be said because it clearly shows that maybe the UFC is not doing as well as it looks like it's supposed to be.
No.
Just saying. But anyway.
Because Dana White was in Memphis hooking up with Jerry Lawler.
Why is he hanging out with Jerry Lawler?
They had a little sparring thing out in front of the barbecue place.
Why are you working with WWE people?
Because you want to make some money.
You're a Vegas guy. Why are you in Memphis? Why are you dealing with these Southern folk?
Because he loves the king. The king brings them in.
The king does bring people in.
He does. Well, that's it, part 2.
Part 2.
Come on back to part 3 of the Pro Wrestling Review as we do the Monday Night Wars April 6th through the 27th of 1998. We got very many Dairy Queens.
I was about to say, let's see how many Dairy Queens we have, and we'll tell you all about that on part 3. I'm Justin Carter.
And I'm Mike Hogan. Very good. Thank you. We'll see in a few clicks right here at Top Rope Reality. Are you taking a break again? Should I find you another assignment to go on?